Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this Discover Redox presentation. This is a very significant, very important, and very deep impact breakthrough that is about to be given to you. It really is a gift that was handed to us, and we felt compelled and morally obligated to hand it to everyone around us and help them do the same. And so thank you for being here. It's incredibly important and high priority for us to be able to serve people with this information. And we're giving it to you for free, as it was given to us for free. So you didn't pay money to be here. But if you had and you didn't like what we had to say, we would just refund your money. But your time is non-refundable. And so over the years, I've decided that that's far more valuable than money. So thank you very much for spending your incredible valuables with us, which is your time. And I don't intend to waste it. Let's jump straight into today's presentation. But I will say this before I start. You're definitely going to want to stick around because you're going to hear from a gentleman who has a very compelling story, a very heartwarming story. It didn't start off so well. In fact, it was a concerning story in the beginning, not just a health concerning story, but a life concerning story. And this breakthrough helped him turn that around. And now with this breakthrough, he has helped people turn their lives around from very concerning situations too. And so with that significant work, he's been able to build himself into a very significant position within this organization, and he's being paid a very significant income too. But in his own words, he will let you know that that is just a direct reflection of how significant this breakthrough is and how it's allowed him to serve it to other people and change their lives in significant ways too. So you're not going to want to miss out on him. He's a good guy, good-hearted, fun. So make sure you stick around because instantly you'll probably consider him your best mate, like I do too. So let's jump straight into this today. My name is Stevie Aquilina. For those of you who don't know me, and in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I, we are from Australia. Originally, we are from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a dream come true, and we can make that happen. We are minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We love it. I'm very blessed, grateful for my life, and I've gotten now an income, time, and freedom that's allowed me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family, and it's also taken us to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of our reach, to be honest, but the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a very difficult, awkward, and weird child to put up with. I never made the grades. I was an average to below average achiever. I was often told on a daily basis I was stupid and useless. And I figured out when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so later I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I just walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. And the PG version is I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney, King's Cross nightclubs, for those who know Sydney, Australia. I was a daydreamer, but not a believer. I really wanted to be, do, have, and I wanted to be able to give more actually, but I had little self-beliefs, little self-esteem, little self-confidence, so I'd done little with my life and had little to give. Physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts, but back then I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory and gut conditions most of my life, and lots of bad injuries. And financially, I got myself stuck in go-nowhere jobs, with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity, embarrassingly broken. I mean, embarrassing because behind I had the phone, electricity and gas cut off. I was not able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol, if I could even afford to do that. I've not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted. I mean, no financial dignity. And I did it all to myself because I believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. I was hopeful for the future, but really fearful for the future at the same time, and not believing in myself. And so with that kind of conflict, it led to confusion, led to uncertainty, led to fulfillment, unhappiness, and just being frustrated and unable to be who I wanted to be. What a mess, right? But fortunately, life is not all bad. And so some really rosy things happened to me too. First, I met the girl of my dreams. Yeah, and right then and there, more than ever before, I was motivated to become more. And she believed in me, told me that I was more. And I guess when you're told something often enough, kind of start to believe it. And she's the beautiful mother of my 4 beautiful sons now. And second thing that's happened to me that's been very significant, I was introduced to this company and its life-changing breakthrough, opportunity, and training, and ethos and culture. And the company leaders are extremely successful people, and they believed in me too. More importantly, they taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, and I have the honor of helping others to solve them too because of this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity, from that, I have now security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being confused, uncertain, trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and unable to be who I want to be, I now have the ability to believe and become more and have more and give more. Look, because this company's training has just shown me a life-changing better way. And now I really want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing more than bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. So first, let me share with you the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Now, medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin, which were, medically historically changing. For 2 decades, science had declared that this breakthrough was impossible. However, today, this breakthrough is proven to have enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, medical studies. Very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time, and any health goals, challenges, problems, or concerns you can think of, remarkable results. But drug companies wanted it shut down. More about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. And what I mean by that, what we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking, category creating, and a real deal healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they are made within your body. They are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and therefore your cell-to-cell operation and function. And I mean everything to do with the cells, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a very positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells when they're too far gone to be repaired. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Now, this has only just been a couple of the most baseline and important examples, but the truth is, overall, redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this all so important? Because everything flows downstream from that. We are made head to toe, entirely inside out of cells. So we live and die at that level, at the cellular level. And so with the right balance of redox signaling molecules, we have right cellular function, which means our body functions rightly, and we have really good health heading in the right direction. Now, redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. Really, they are, because they are essential for the activation and function of all of our normal physiology. And I mean all of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes. They all critically depend on redox signaling, critically. Because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Really, without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. And so if our bodies already make these redox signaling molecules, then why the heck do we need to give our bodies more? And well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy. Have you noticed how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next one, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness? However, the truth is, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and other environmental assaults, both man-made, yes, and natural too, our cells from all of that break down. And our body's ability to make redox signaling molecules declines daily. And without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals and instructions, our whole cellular protection and operation and healing processes become slow. And our cells break down more and more. It's a vicious cycle that leads to also what breaks down is our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science very seriously and is very highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories. And hear this well, they are allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements. Instead of them just saying it, they're demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. And again, all this is done outside of the company. And ASEA is within a very real and very significant space of science, because redox science itself is based in Nobel Prize winning research. And since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the very first discovery of the very first signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered with multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in that field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling in the search bar, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And this slide will already be out of date, with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And so according to medical researchers, as well as reported in the Huffington Post, who specifically put ASEA into this particular article, you can look it up, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And ASEA is already light years ahead in this field of science. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example of that. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health. Genes that help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, activating the gene responsible for maintaining cardiovascular health and supporting arterial elasticity, switching on the gene responsible for improving gut health and digestive enzyme production, and activating the gene responsible for modulating hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. And further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of that university study says that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And another medical expert made a comment saying that is very significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Well, remember, redox signaling molecules are native to your body. That means they're already in you. Your body already makes them. Just now, your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, right? If you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. And you know what? On that note, you don't need to take my word about any of this, because here are some medical doctors right now. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum, the two products on the right. And these redox technologies are supported and enhanced by the complementary all-natural ingredients products, our gentle refining cleanser, and our ultra replenishing moisturizer, the two products on the left. Now, really, a picture is worth 1,000 words, isn't it? So let's just show you what our ASEA redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. Look at these pictures. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Look at that lady's neck on the far left. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks, but not just inside the red square there. Also look at this lady's neck, the elasticity coming back there. Irritations, inflammations, aggravations, and other signs of poor health to the skin. I had this particular problem, not just behind my ear, but on most of my body. Born with it, suffered with it most of my life until now. Even other signs of poor health to the skin. This is my beautiful, lovely wife. Being renewed, 20-year issue she had here. Nothing ever helped it. Even for young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. My wife, we wish she had took earlier pictures, but her problem was similar to this young mans. I wonder how many more dates this guy's getting now, right? Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions that we've just shown you, coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is not my wife, but this happened to her too. Now this is Rosie, and the dramatic difference that you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she did not take those pictures, by the way. She also believed that the products were not working. And so when Rosie went to see her doctor, that's who told her about ASEA, by the way, and who took these pictures. And when she told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen right here, right? Now, everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes. Fair enough, makes sense. But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking photos moment by moment, and you will miss them too if you don't take pictures. So please take pictures. That's how you see how it goes. Everything you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. It's very, very important when there's inevitably but incremental moment-by-moment changes. You will miss them, so keep proper records. Now, some people notice results in reasonable amount of time, like Rosie, within 7 weeks, and others within 7 days, and most people can actually have an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. Now, what we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same, exactly the same. The same, they are in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, and as they are in plants. And in bottles of ASEA, it's been proven that we have nothing but redox signaling molecules. Now, studies show that, and studies also show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. And on that note, notice the change here. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? Now, Renew 28 is not just for the face, as you can see here, arms, hands, bellies, more bellies here, buttocks, thighs, and all over. Now, these pictures here are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory, and this study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. So scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see, hey, was there any truth to these stories? And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. And so Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, and not just for visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. And Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure and the like. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It goes deeper than that. It helps soothe discomfort around the body, and you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort, something that's hurting you, something that's sore, rate that discomfort feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort, the most soreness, the most, hurt you're feeling. Now, apply Renew 28 on that sore spot 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Nothing that I have said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And so what I'm going to do here is I myself am going to pause for a moment because I really want to put an exclamation mark behind that word breakthrough before I show you the breakthrough opportunity. And this gentleman, he's my best mate. He's an Aussie living in Hawaii. He has come from a very severe and very, not just health concerning, but life concerning challenge to having his life literally given back to him by this breakthrough. He's now an international multi-million-dollar success story. He's an ASEA Ambassador Triple Diamond, number 3 top-ranking ASEA associate in the world. He is a member of the $1 Million Earners Club. He is the recipient of the ASEA Business Builder of the Year Award, the Entrepreneurial Spirit Award, the Emerging Leader of the Year Award, and way too many other awards and rewards to mention. But wait till you hear from this guy, incredibly, exceptionally experienced and incredibly, exceptionally ethical, good-hearted, fun-hearted, light-hearted, and, a true inspiration And not just because of everything he has, but because of everything that he has done to earn that, changing, bettering, and giving people their lives back. So Dan Doyle, thank you so much for your incredible, valuable time and being here with us.
Great to be on with you, Stevie. And I love how you include the video from the doctors. Every time I watch that, it just sends goosebumps through my whole body, hearing it from their perspective. Dr. Stan Gardner was in there, and Dr. Stan Gardner's been with the company for many, many years, involved in not just the medical professionals and science advisory, but also from an associate point of view. And he was on a call last night, and he was talking about the transition from being an MD, which he still is, but moving into functional alternative medicine, and the massive difference of where he was and working on symptoms rather than working on the cause, which he does now. And he was talking about his experience personally from never taking a vitamin in his life to moving to taking vitamins, and how much better he felt, even though they were synthetic. But then he spoke about moving on to the Redox, and once he discovered that, which, as he knows, is the biggest breakthrough we'll ever see. It just blows his mind that a seer has actually done this outside of the body, but what that did for his health. But then transitioning into taking our nutritionals as well, which is whole food, and the massive difference he noticed between taking synthetic vitamins and what he's taking now, which is our products. So that was an incredible story, and hearing from him yesterday with where he transitioned from and where he is today. Still saying that it just blows his mind every single day of the week that a seer has actually come up with this breakthrough. Alrighty, thanks, Stevie. Let's. A lot of people have heard my story, but I'm going to tell it once again, and probably thousands or tens of thousands of times again. But more than happy to do that. And I'm just one of many, many stories. You know, I've got people that approach me every day about this, that, and the other. Still to today. Obviously wanting to get me involved in what they do, their business, you know, with multivitamins, super juices, antioxidants, all these things. And the unfortunate thing for them is that their products can't compare or compete with what we have, because what we have is absolutely foundational. And their products can't work without our product, without Redox, because it's the thing that makes everything work. Not only cuts to the chase, but it makes everything that we're putting into our body work as well. So if you're lacking in these molecules, obviously, if you're taking a lot of good nutrition and whatnot, you might as well just be flushing it down the toilet, because it won't be utilized. So, just in regards to nutrition, fantastic, and that's a big part of the story. But I would say Redox is the bigger part of the story. They go hand in hand. You've got the material for the body, you've got the labor force that makes everything work, which is the Redox. The thing is with nutrition, though, we don't, you know, if you're taking a vitamins, we don't produce vitamins, you know, berries, antioxidants, I mean, all these things are great, but it's like a big juggling act. When we're putting these things into our body needs to work out what to do with it, because our body doesn't produce it. So all these things are great, but as I said, the key is, and the missing piece of the puzzle is these redox signaling molecules that are literally foundational to our health. And this is what I discovered, and this is what you're going to hear with my story, and how I went from being healthy to sick and back to healthy, how I tried everything through nutrition to return my health, and diet. But as I said, that missing piece of the puzzle was the Redox to actually make everything work effectively and efficiently. So yeah, Suzanne and I, my wife and I, we are here in Honolulu in Hawaii, and we've been here for the last 8 months now. It'll be a year before we know it. Having a great time. We purchased a property here last year, and we have the ability, thanks to the incredible opportunity behind this breakthrough, which you're going to hear about from Stevie, to be where we want, to do what we want, to spend what we want. Just amazing what this has created. I mean, and I wasn't looking for this, this found me, and it was because I lost my health and my health returned that literally took us into another area of ASEA, and how we got involved on a bigger level. But Let's initially talk health and go through my story. Growing up in Sydney, Australia, playing many sports, distracting myself from school. I was one of these kids that didn't like school, and I actually dropped out of school. Didn't do too bad for dropping out of school. Never had anyone to train, teach, or mentor me outside of school. We know the school system. The school system teaches us to get a job, take out a mortgage, get a loan on a car, and be caught in the system for the rest of our lives. But I recognized that at a very young age, and I wanted to go into business for myself, and I did. And I started in the health and fitness industry after playing many sports, going into bodybuilding. And this is a photo of me when I was 24 years old, at the peak of my bodybuilding career, or getting towards it. And also, you know, really successful in the health and fitness industry with a gym and multiple, you know, businesses in the industry, and also a personal trainer. And not knowing when I was starting in business that my forte, what I would be good at, is starting businesses from inception, building them to a certain point, and then flipping them, actually selling them and starting fresh again. And I did that in many industries. I did that in the health and fitness industry, the hospitality industry, the construction industry, the security industry. Once you can build one traditional business, no matter what industry, you can go into anything. You can just, I mean, you've got the skills to do it. You just need the good people around you to be able to make sure, ensure that everything works. So if I fast forward 20 years, I built and sold 20 traditional businesses and employed about 3,500 people over that period of time. This is a photo of me 20 years later. Not a bodybuilder anymore, but still fit and healthy. I used to go to the gym every morning, did more cardiovascular work, and I wanted to be the fittest and healthiest version of a 50-year-old that I could be. But I didn't realize that here at this point, my entrepreneurial days were almost over, and I was just about to lose my health in a big way. 6 months later, in 2011, I found something that wasn't right with my body, went to the doctors, and this is when all hell broke loose. This is a photo of me on the right in 2011, with no hair from the top of my head to my toes, going through 2.5 years of hospital visits, and those hospital visits were horrendous. What I went through that made me lose my hair from all over my body, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It was a horrendous time. Very fake smile. Just quickly for the photo, I was feeling so sick. I remember at this point in time, with a friend of mine, Johnny Manor, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He was only 21 in this photo. He'd been through all those hospital visits that I'd started here. After this photo was taken, he went back into hospital because his issue came back. He had the good one. I had two of the bad ones. He started losing all his hair again, lost a lot of weight, never came out of that hospital. 23 years old. We lost him at the age of 23 years old. Never came out of that hospital. At the end of my hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. Very hard pill to swallow. I thought it was going to be okay. See, growing up in Sydney and Australia, every time we got sick as kids, our parents took us to the doctors, we took a couple of pills and everything was fine. And I thought in my 40s, being conditioned that way, that was still going to be the case, but it wasn't in my case. Prognosis was not good. So I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, something that I recommend that anybody does as soon as they can, because once you lose your health, it could be too late. Change things as quickly as possible now. Don't leave it. And if you're sick, change them even quicker, because time is not on your side. So I went onto a pescatarian diet. I ate deep sea fish and salads and vegetables that were organic and some good, clean drinking water, and spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water, and the results were horrendous. This is a picture of me looking after myself for 2 years. Blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I looked so much older than I was when I first started. So I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. Long story short, a friend of mine called me here in 2014, said, I think I found something that can help. We flew to Salt Lake City, Utah from Sydney. I started on the Discover Redox cell signaling supplement. My body was expelling things so fast, within 3 hours, I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away. And in 48 hours, all the lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time had gone away as well. My lungs were functioning perfect. Flew back to Australia, kept drinking these molecules. Fast forward again, 1 year later, from 2014 here to 2015, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those two major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports have gone away, which were turning into that crippling issue as we get older, and 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. So my whole body was rebuilt top to bottom in 1 year using this product. And that's the thing with this product, it's a process. What you got to remember is anyone with any condition that's diagnosed with anything takes between 5 and 20 years to come to the surface to produce as a symptom or to be diagnosed through scans and blood works. It takes between 5 and 20 years. You can't just take a small amount of this product for a small amount of time and think everything's going to be fine. It's going to be a process. If you want to get there quicker, you saturate your body and you be on this product for as long as possible. The more you take, the quicker things are going to happen. So let's fast forward another 2 years. This is 3 years on the product. You can see me looking younger and definitely feeling better again. I always like to go back to 2014. No health. What you're seeing on the outside, a reflection of what was going on the inside. 2015. As far as I was concerned, full health, but obviously there probably were still things that were happening inside of my body at the time, but scans were clear. Everything that I had that was concerning or a debilitating issue or my quality of life was impaired, everything had gone away. My whole body was rebuilt at this point of time. What you're seeing on the outside is a reflection of what was going on the inside. And 3 years on the product, my complexion was much better. What you're seeing on the outside is a direct result and reflection of what was going on the inside with these molecules because they target every single cell in our bodies. So things progressed and there was a transition on the way through my journey with ASEA. Unfortunately, I waited 5 months before I started sharing it with other people. I understand today, and I do say to people today, do not wait till you get your results where you've got your belief on the product, because it's scientifically impossible not to work. The product and the science is not on trial. It works. It's the fastest growing field of science. Take the product, help other people, and see the miracles happening with them probably before you recognize it within yourself. So the great thing is, with a business model behind this breakthrough, I had the ability, by helping people and receiving thank you checks, to invest those thank you checks in more product. And when buying more product and saturating my body with more product, getting those little molecules to those rogue cells, to the damage in my body knew where the problem was. They signaled my body to heal itself. This is the most compelling opportunity you'll see in your life in 2 ways, from a health point of view, and you can take advantage from a financial point of view as well. So satisfying helping other people with something that we're not hoping and praying that's going to work. And the people that come back to us on a daily basis, whether it's a text message, email, or a call saying you have changed or even potentially saved my life, is just absolutely mind-blowing. With the rest of the opportunity, I'm going to hand back to Stevie. Hang in there, guys, because you're going to want to hear the rest of this call. And I don't think we're going to have a chance for Q&A today, but from me, and I'll thank you again at the end, thanks for coming on the call. Stevie, back to you, mate. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, folks, significant difference in people's lives. And with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. Hopefully you can see, hear, and feel that by now. And that's, of course, created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of it. And again, excuse me, that is to make a living while bettering people's lives. So let's jump into this really quickly. ASEA and their redox products are the world's first and only redox signaling supplements for 2 very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, who's a medical atomic physicist, no one but he has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, it just can't be copied. Not just legally, it just can't be copied at all. Because there's no way for you to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it. Because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA, not in the bottle. And so it can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. And that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And that means no other product in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them, because none of them have redox signaling molecules. And that means nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can. Because as redox works in every body. Everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And redox can't hurt anybody. And no other products, again, can make that claim because no juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, seabed oil, or whatever it might be is redox signaling molecules. None of them. And so therefore, ASEA holds massive opportunities across all, throughout, and within all health science sectors like nothing else can, will, or ever does, ever will. And these, it doesn't matter whether it's healthcare and wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. They're multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from and be served at the depth and level of significance as what redox can provide. And so ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. For people looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big-time, or legacy-leaving income, for people who have dreams and desires of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. Now, here's how it works. You receive a residual income, not just from the first, but all of the ongoing repeated purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and because those people can order as many products as they like, and because they can do that as often as they like, the residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from not just the first, but all of the ongoing repeated purchases made by every single person, your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide and deep these others and referrals can go. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, or whatever, we do it all the time. It's natural. People tell people stuff who then tell even more people that stuff. And it goes on and on and on. You don't get paid for telling people about that other stuff, but you do it all the time. But with ASEA, you can get paid when you tell other people about it every single time. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest and today still number one most powerful and effective and most trusted form of marketing in the world. It's the best. There's no limits to it, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year based on existing trends. The annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million in the next 5 years. If you understood residual income, you'd probably be willing to walk through a brick wall to get it. If you came from where I came from, you'd probably be willing to crawl through broken glass first and then run through a brick wall if necessary to get it. Because, you know, residual income, sure, it's impressive, it's cool, but more so, it's very important. Think about it. You have residual bills. Why not have residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65 who don't figure this out? Well, out of every 100 people, sure, one of them is wealthy, probably figured out residual income. 3 of them are financially secure, probably figured out residual income. 7 must still work to survive. At 65, not working because they want to, it's because they have to, they're working. They're a slave to the dollar, didn't figure out residual income. And worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Didn't figure out how to get residual income and didn't figure out how to keep selling their time for money. So what's going wrong? What's one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to figure out that the other 81% don't? It's obvious, right? It's residual income. It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on you paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job. JOB in my world stood for just over broke. Now, really, it's called active income. And here's the truth. Sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you obviously won't be able to make as much active income as you do right now. And this may be more concerning if you're thinking, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. And well and truly, most conserving for most people in the last 6 months, let alone the last 12, who even had their not enough active income cut down dramatically. Now, this is not just a big problem in the last 6 or 12 months. It's always been a big problem that 81% of people get trapped in. Just because most people do it doesn't mean it's smart. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a great place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed. But still, you want to find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart. In fact, dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, freedom, future, securities. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it. For people who have dreams and want a better life for themselves and loved ones and others, a SEER is a significant opportunity to have a significant impact in people's lives and be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with a SEER. And it's who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, hear this. You can make great money here. That's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world and have a really great time, meeting really great people, making really great friends, having really great experiences and a really great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a SEER. And it was demonstrated time and time again. Here's just one example. The truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars, 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving a SEER, those big drug companies offered to pay a SEER huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. Because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then those same people experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw that, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so Virtus and Tyler felt that they couldn't in good conscience sell out. And so that's exactly why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. For Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become much more. The ASEA founders turned down the huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route, deciding to go the health route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally and making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's foremost guiding principles, philosophies, was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and corporate team, they come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world. And so you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. Plenty of university studies. But let me tell you, most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. SEER is the real deal. So if you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger, stronger, longer, you may just want to become a SEER customer. But if you have dreams and desires more than that, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, become part of this redox reality, and you can become more. Just as someone has invited you to come here, if you'll invite people to come here too, if you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can and you will better the lives of many, many others. And your life will become better in many, many more ways than you can count than in just money. And so thank you very much for spending this time with us. May you always be happy and well. And Dan, thank you ever so much for your incredibly valuable time and wisdom, sir.
Thank you, Steve. Look at that, right on top of the hour. Absolutely perfect. Thank you again for your presentation. Everybody, thank you for attending our call today. We do hold it on a regular basis. As Stevie said, do not hesitate to share this incredible gift with other people. We're here to help and support, and have a blessed weekend. We'll see you soon.
Thanks so much. Bye. Bye,
Bye,
Dan.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.